欢迎各位观众继续收看今天晚上的 GPL， 我是主播陈毛，
我是今天赛评小蓝。
好，我们来到今天晚上最后一场比赛是在新加坡先锋跟NFL 之间的战斗。那么新加坡先锋有一个队列上的调度，所以其实我觉得今天晚上的战斗对他们来说会是非常关键的一场，
而且也算是一个挑战因为他们把中路的 Cryonics 调去打 AD， 然后把 AD 的 Chow 又调回来打中路，然后在 Jungle 这边他们补上了一位新的玩家，然后本来的哈利路亚是跑去打辅助了。
就整个来说有一点复杂，
其实调动蛮多的。
整个来说，他们的这个调动是有一点复杂。我们来看一下这个选手名单这比较好理解一点。上路没有变上路没有变。然后在 Jungle 的部分补上了新玩家，乔位调中 ，Cryonics 打 AD， 跟哈雷路亚打 Support。在这个部分来讲的话 ，Kaylin 是下场休息的一个状态。那么其实这个调度长得跟那个什么有点像，长得跟当初西贡小丑队的调法有点像，就是把 Jungle 调去打辅助，这个味道上面是有一点点像。然后另外在 For Louis 这里来说的话，则是没有太大的变动虽然说这个辅助的地方有换了，
对，又换了一个新的玩家叫 Starfall。
对，星落，
他应该很喜欢索拉卡。
那么For Louis 在上一季的表现前面一直都是蛮不错，我觉得到后段稍微有一点后继无力这个地方来讲的话，不知道 For Louis 在这一季的比赛里面能不能够修正他们上一季遇到的问题。那么马上就来进行这一场的 Ben Pick 蓝方是新加坡先锋，红方是 For Louis。来看一下新加坡先锋选择变掉奈德利之后，再变掉的是亚素，所以这样子的变法来讲的话，其实给了对方中路蛮大的尊重。
对，已经把两只角色是留在中路这上面了。然后其实亚素这个版本目前在台湾的这个比赛到今天现在3场都没有看到，但是其实觉得这只角色在中间一次调整之后，它算是我个人认为算是一支非常强的角色。
我也觉得非常非常的强，因为他
only
他那一次的调整之后，我觉得最大的关键点还是在于说他放大会满盾这件事情，其实真的差非常非常多。
而且他的 EQ 的连段性，其实那个接续性变很
好，对，变得非常的顺，就是接起来不会卡卡，所以整只角色的机动性再加上大绝之后又额外就是护盾刷满，额外的多出血量，其实整体来说，我觉得性能在这个版本是很好的。那当然改版之后，就是现在台服现行的版本是有再消一下，
对。但
是我觉得在比赛服的版本是很强的所以在这边是选择把它变掉，我觉得也是一个合理的选择啦。那在 For Louis 这里则是选择变卡萨丁、潘森跟古拉格斯，这会不会是针对因为乔伟到中路的位置，我给了2只中路的变角？
对。这边的也算是两方都算是对对方的中路算是蛮大的尊重然后在这边 SGS 第一个 pick 直接把瑟雷西抢下来。其实，在下一个版本，瑟雷西会把他的手的长度再削短25，就从475减到450，因为前期他还是骚扰上面还是太烦人了。
对，我觉得他骚扰能力依旧很强，而且他已经拥有这么多有的没有的
功能性的招式，
然后竟然骚扰能力还很强。其实整体来说，为什么瑟雷西现在在比赛场上依旧是非常热门的角色？这是一个非常合理的nerf 啦。那 For Louis 则是先选择了伊利斯加上西维尔这2只角色在前面来说就是伊利斯我们上场解释过，在现在的版本前期依旧是非常非常
对。就是在它的功能性上面很强，然后在你不管要逃跑、要追击、要做任何的动作，都有对应的招式让你去使用。
接着，新加坡先锋其实选了当前版本相当不流行的加文。
加文是在这边要有点，我觉得他有点，如果在这边配合瑟雷西的话，就是有点比较稍微弱一点点的蜘蛛的那种感觉，因为他一样是可以搭瑟雷西的便车上去做 EQ 连击。那其实这样子，这个搭配在之前加文还没有被砍这么惨的时候，算是很流行的，就是或者是搭配李信都一样，就是你瑟雷西搭灯笼过来，那闪现上去刷回来之后，你的加文是 EQ 一定会中，不可能不中。然后这样子下去的话，其实这一波都是很大的那个关键。
然后接着看到的是 NFL 哇，选择的牛加希瓦纳牛，其实在该说年前的时候看到过一些但是其实在年后来讲的话，突然就看到索牛，其实还蛮新鲜的。
对，其实现在最近这几个版本，其实不管是哪一条路，都不会说只看，都已经很少看到剩下2、3只角色这样一直不停的轮回。像你辅助会看到牛，会看到有一点久之前会看到塔里克嘛，然后会看到，其实像今天有看到索拉卡、瑟雷西、雷欧娜这些角色，卡玛其实安妮全部的这些被拿来打辅助的角色都一轮都有被拿出来用过。其实我觉得这是算是蛮好的状况。
好，接着新加坡先锋选择了中路，接着是选择了西格斯，然后再加上上路辛基德，其实也是不太那么常看到的一个角色。但是说句实在话，就是在这一个版，也就是说还没有调整过天赋的版本来讲的话，那个回血天赋依旧强烈的状况下，搭在辛基德身上是相当有利。
对，那其实辛基德是因为他一直不停的被 nerf， 大概被 nerf 了2-3次之后，连带的。天赋没有鬼步加跑速的那个天赋了之后，其实算是少见很多了。
但是如果说以这个上一版的，就是这还在上一个版本的回血天赋来讲的话，你可以期待他的续战能力就是应该是非常的强啦。那搭配上新加坡先锋的其他阵容，你会发现说其实是一个边打带跑的一个阵容。
然后这样子乔宇他选择是那个中路的希格斯嘛，其实希格斯角色也有点。像是技能型的 AD 有点像是伊泽瑞尔之类的那种感觉。那其实对他来说一定也是得心应手。虽然说其实他之前就有打过中路了。
我觉得比较有趣的是 For Louis 的卡玛看起来有一点像中路，应该，因为毕竟就是平常看到卡玛的话，他通常最近流行的位置会在辅助的位置上面来讲，但是以这一场NFL的阵列来说，就是。不太可能，因为他已经有那个 Starfall 是 support， 可是 Starfall 是打 support 的，
就是他们可能就是在练习了之后，还有再继续做不一样的调动哦。看起来应该是因为看起来就是像卡玛打中路，
对，看起来就是卡玛打中路，但是跟他们标出来的选手的位置又不合，所以我也不知道该怎么判断比较好。但是我们还是来看一下哦，在最后面的5路线的对决，看起来像是上路是 Ben W 来对上这个。然后这个是两边是辛基德对上希瓦纳。接着我们来看江口的对决，江口侧的对决是加温斯对上伊利斯依旧是有 Violet 江口的佛路易斯。接着我们来看中路的部分，在中路的对决则是要由乔伟要来对上到底是哪一位在对上 SOFM 的卡玛。是希格斯对卡玛，然后我们来看 AD 跟辅助。那乔伟打中路是很多人很期待画面，等一下注意看的。再来是 AD 的 Cryonics 的吉因克斯呢对上逊的西维尔。最后第5个位置是辅助哈雷路亚。哈雷路亚你怎么了？你这个表情哈雷路亚的瑟雷西亚来对上 Starford 的亚历斯塔。以上是这一场的双方的对线。那么其实我想很多人其实期待了那个乔伟回中路，其实期待了一阵子，因为乔伟在中路打中路，在新加坡先锋2013年打中路的那一段时间，其实是很为人称道的。
其实他在不管是在打 AD 的这个上面，或者是在打中路，就是这2个位置上面，他表现都算是蛮不错的。
对，因为他个人就是也是很受欢迎，新加坡先锋最受欢迎的选手之一因为他的操作跟大局观都相当算是
形象又好，
对，形象又好，就是又是肌肉猛男，拥有许多忠实的女性粉丝就是大家都喜欢肌肉男，尤其电竞圈的这个肌肉亚洲比较少。就是欧美有一些我知道，像是譬如说这个 Vicious 他的这个身材也很好，但是在亚洲区来讲的话，电竞又有身材的选手其实没有几个，所以焦伟当然是有一些额外的这个来自于他壮硕身躯的女粉丝那他在中路部分来讲的话，其实我刚才讲错了，他在中路的时候是2011年后半段的部分，不对，2012年的部分，对，我刚才没讲错。2012年的后半段的部分，其实他在新加坡先锋打了很长一段时间的中路，然后包括有一些奇奇怪怪，像在那个年头打卡玛中路的人其实是没有的就是他是唯一一个。然后就是其实给了大家很多不同的启发或想象，所以他一直是大家很多人都会希望说能不能再看到他打中路看看，然后这个是大家很有兴趣的部分。那他也不负众望，就是说现在以中路的身份来打新加坡先锋的队形，然后这一场又是选希格斯，不是一个那么典型的中路角色。当然到现在他已经是主流没有问题，希格斯中路现在已经是主流没有问题，但是不是一个那么典型的中路角。那
典型就是像奥利安娜或者是
奥利安娜或古拉格斯这种比较，奥利安娜当然是属于十分典型的。那其实我刚才讲完之后，稍微觉得自己典型这2个用词稍微有点不对，因为这个 meta 一直在变的，主流的中路一直在变。那么
什么强大家就拿什么东西出来用，
说实在也是这个样子。那这一场要对上的，我觉得很有趣的一个点是说，很有可能是对上卡玛。那曾经也是他自己拿来打过中路的角色，我觉得这个对决是格外的有意思然后另外就是注目说 Cryonics 在新加坡先锋去年在新加坡先锋担任中路，其实表现并不差。那么现在调动到 AD carry 上面来讲的话，有可能是要借重他的操作。
对他们这样子两个会敢这样子调动，一定是就是有沟通好，然后有不错的就是搭配过之后，觉得说，其实好像比原本的组合还要再好一些的感觉。
应该是因为乔伟，我认为应该是因为有可能是因为乔伟的选角 range 比较再广一些，因为中路有的时候你会需要比较你的那个选角的广度要广一些。
那要团战型的，要刺客型的，又要能就是或者是前期能压制型的。
AD 基本来说彼此之间的差异并没有那么大了哦。不管是选的什么 AD， 终究最重要就是走位跟跑打能力。那每一个 AD 只是各方面的就是擅长的事情不同，但是做的事情基本相同。那我觉得
普攻，
对，就是大致上就是普攻，尤其越到后期越是普攻走位，普攻走位，普攻走位，这是 AD 的人生最重要的事情。所以比起来的需要的选角广度比较没有那么夸张，对，所以我觉得有可能是在这个 range 上面的差异影响，所以导致说新加坡先锋做了这样子的一个调度。那另外一个很有趣的点就是说，这场看到牛搭配希维尔，理论上来说，如果牛能够做，譬如说 W 直接顶墙，希维尔一定可以刷到，
对，
或者是 WQ 连段之后，希维尔可以刷到。然后这一个组合上来讲的话，应该是要尽量让希维尔能够做出更多的伤害。但是面对吉因克斯，其实吉因克斯也算是就是中后期真的是非常猛的角色。
还有射程，然后如果他就是近身战，然后他也是可以切换成就是近距离一点的形态，然后攻速就非常快。那就是看他是会战中怎么选择。那其实这只角色在下个版本还会再做调动啦。那但是其实这个版本上面来说的话，还是蛮强的。
我觉得还是非常厉害。就这只角色，很多人说就是以前来讲的话，从伊泽瑞尔大家都一直说他是 Riot 之子嘛，因为确实是一个相当招牌的形象人物，然后也强了非常久。虽然到现在已经虽然到现在已经逐渐不是那么主流，但他强了非常长一段时间，而且
现在还是堪用啊。
以往过各种 OP， 现在当然还是堪用，我没有说他不能用，但是就是大家不会公认最强级别，所以现在还好。但是吉因克斯一出来就大家就说哇 ，Riot 有一个新的女儿了，有没有？那确实也是强了很久一段时间的。只是这年头我觉得啦，我觉得说到了这个时代来讲，角色设计都会比较合理一些。像伊泽瑞尔他古代是非常不合理，就是他会补血，
他一开始 W 丢了，
他会补血，他会降别人攻速，就是一些不应该出现在 AD carry 身上的能力会出现在他身上，所以是比较奇怪。然后当年是十分之不合理。那现在吉因克斯他虽然是 Riot 的女儿，但是他总不会出来的时候会补血之类这种事情。
我大圆丢到队友会补血，
对，哇，那这样也太厉害，这什么治疗火箭筒这种东西应该是比较不会出现。然后好，那当然我跟小兰老师要聊这么久，大家也知道就是他游戏暂停，那是还蛮常见的一个状况，尤其发生在就是就我所知，其实已经快半年，尤其在越南跟新加坡的连线状况特别容易这样子所以说这一场也不晓得他们到底能不能够好的维持他们的连线希望尽可能的顺畅。那另外一个好玩的是辛吉德，然后这个辛吉德你怎么看一下呢？
其实辛吉德在这个版本，因为他现在带的是鬼步配传送，那其实就是蛮主流的一个偏向团战型的上路辛吉德去选。那因为你平常有可能如果是打 solo Q 之中，以前遇到辛吉德的时候，他有可能会选鬼步加点燃来去做压线的动作。那其实像这样子的话，他在中后期或者是前期做分推上面来也是可以对中下路去做帮忙。那其实这只角色虽然说他的大绝韧性被砍蛮多的，然后在伤害量上面一技能的伤害量也是砍蛮多的之后，其实在这个版本我觉得算是一只不强势的上路角，但是功能性还是有，因为他的那个韧性真的被砍太多了。
你会有一种，我现在有一种感觉，就是我选择为什么我不选蒙多？
有点这种感觉。
对，你会觉得说为什么我不选蒙多？就除了你可以把人摔回来之外，其实你没有哪一个地方看起来比蒙多强。
你的缓速99丢一次，我3秒钟
蒙多一直丢，然后伤害蒙多打趴，你没有打趴，你就是一个毒，就是你没有打趴伤，
比坦度
特别厉害。
其实蒙多也是非
常厉害，而且蒙多还抗 CC， 你抗 CC 的特异功能还没了，蒙多还抗 CC， 然后蒙多回血还是比你高就是你回血很强，但是蒙多开起来更强，就是会让人有一种为什么你不选蒙多医生的那种感觉在，因为辛吉德也算是很古典的角色，就是从很久以前到现在都有，所以也是大家都多少都玩过啦，那感情还是在，只是说那这个现在真的没有特异功能。
对，他最经典的 skin 就是那个拿冲浪板，我觉得那个 skin 真的非常帅，
那个 skin 真的很酷，就是当初因为现在我觉得有很多就是 特殊，譬如说节庆造型，或者是像各种譬如说雷欧娜的泳装这样子的。现在这种造型是比较多，但是以前是很少。以前除非过节，然后出一些节庆主题的造型之外，以前其实很少这种怪怪的东西。就星际的那个出的时候真的很怪，就是大家就是说真的
慢跑博拿的那个冲浪板的名字跑，
嘲讽度加，就是很会嘲讽的那种感觉。好吧。那既然连线短时间内没有办法恢复的话呢，我们大家先一起休息一下，你也休息一下，我也休息一下。我们等比赛开始的时候，我跟小兰老师会立刻回到主播台前，跟大家一起来播报这场比赛。我们先进段广告，休息一下。
그때 보았던 모든 것을 내를 통해가 보고 온나. 여기.
실한, 이 상황에서 여유를 부리라. 정신 차리게.
에?
이런.
너희들의 하찮은 검수 아무 의미가 없다. 모두 나의 에너지가 되어라.
시로코가 죽던 그때 강력한 에너지가 한꺼번에 터져나오면서 시공간에 틈이 생겼다 이가. 내 눈으로 내 몸을 보호하고 있던 내는 그걸 볼 수 있었대. 시간의 문은 거기에 빨려 들어가가 시간의 틈을 떠당기면서 여기 아라도에서 뭔 일이 있었는지 다 보게 되었지.
저를 잊지 말아주세요.
록시, 제발 눈을 떠.
약한 힘을 가진 존재야. 아직 이 시간의 문을 맞이할 준비가 되어 있지 않구나. 지금 너를 추방하겠노라.
정신 차리라! 자, 어떤 너? 몸을 떠날 준비는 됐나?
그만해주세요. 더 이상 듣고 싶지 않습니다. 어리석은 나의 인형 아이리스. 나의 속박 속에서 마귀를 위해 천년의 세월 동안 헌신해 온 보답으로 널 파괴하지 않겠다. 시리야, 어리석은
괜찮은겨?
절대로 마귀로 가셔서는 안 됩니다. 그곳엔 죽음만이 기다리고 있어요.
그게 전마들한테 통할 끼라 생각하는겨?
저 때문에 희생된 모든 영혼이여, 이 노래로 조금이나마 위안을 얻기를.
아라드력 987년 제국의 GPL 빌마르크 실험장에서 대규모 전위 실험이 자행되었다. 이 실험은 실패로 돌아갔다. 제어되지 못한 막대한 전위 에너지에 의해 빌마르크 주변은 황폐화되었으며 몬스터는 흉악해졌다. 인간에게 깃든 전위 에너지는 실험에 참가한 모든 연구원과 병사들을 죽이고도 남는 엄청난 에너지였다. 그 누구도 그 실험의 결과로 인해 목숨을 부지한 자는 없었다. 이것이 제국이 공식적으로 발표한 내용이다.
이상 없네. 너희들 나와. 시작하라. 실험체를 잡아라. 멀리 가지 못했을 거다. 절대로 놓쳐선 안 돼. 한 놈도 빠지마. 살려줘. 나는 위에서 시키는 대로 했을 뿐이야.
목숨을 구걸하는 자를 뵐 생각은 없다. 썩어빠진 이 제국을 내 손으로 다시 일으키겠어.
그들이 나에게 도전할 만큼 특별한가?
아마도
사람들도 나를 어쩌지 못하는 누가 나를 두려워하지 않는단 말인가?
어리석다.
정면 대결만을 고집하십니까?
피할 줄도 알아야 하는 거야.
그러면 몸이 버텨낼 수가 없어요.
생각 좀 해라 이 멍청한 자식.
그렇게는 고수가 될 수 없다네.
이봐! 정신 차려! 상대는 박칼이라고! 그렇게 무작정 달려들면 어떡해!
정면 대결만을 고집하는
피할 줄도 알아야 하는 거야.
고수가 될 수.
세상 다 헛소리 뿌리고.
먼저 간다.
이봐! 너 진짜!
마음에 드는 녀석. 컴온, 마이 블랙론. 좋아, 얘들 가자. 뭐라? 넥스트, 가면 돼.
오랜만에 피가 끓어오르.
나와라, 현무.
저기! 정말 못 말리겠다니까!
간다. 히야!
Of all the human refuse that I exiled from Oriath, it is you that stands before me. I am touched by your devotion, exile. You have suffered adversity, agony, anguish. To share this moment with me. Rayclass has been good to you, stripped you of fear. I offered the gift of exile, and you used it to reinvent yourself. I couldn't wish for a more potent instrument. Today, I ascend to godhood, and your death shall pave the way.
Wanna join me? Come and play.
They named me Sinner. They stripped me of my life. But this land was a wealthy land. Bounty as plentiful as bones. There is a life here, if I have the will to take it. I will take from others. I will use others to take from this world. Or I will fight alone. I am an exile, condemned to live in fear. If I am to survive, I must do but one thing. Conquer the beast within.
Welcome to the League of Legends Champion Spotlight, featuring Yasuo, the Unforgiven.
Who says I can't handle my drink?
Yasuo is a melee fighter on the hunt for his Elder's Killer, the only swordsman in his generation to have perfected a legendary wind technique. Yasuo directs the currents themselves to dash through enemy front lines and nullify ranged threats. With zero-cost abilities and extremely low cooldowns, Yasuo thrives in extended teamfights and relies on his high mobility to engage and shred through his enemies. Yasuo's passive, Way of the Wanderer, has two components. The first, Intent, doubles Yasuo's critical strike chance, so building 50% crit on Yasuo means his attacks always critically strike. The second component in Yasuo's passive is Resolve. Yasuo's resource bar, his flow, is replenished through movement. The faster Yasuo moves, the faster he refills his flow. If Yasuo takes damage from enemy champions or neutral monsters while his flow bar is full, he converts his flow into a shield for a few seconds. Yasuo's E, Sweeping Blade, affects several of his other abilities, so let's start there. Sweeping Blade is a single target dash that damages and marks Yasuo's enemy, signaling that he cannot dash to them again until the mark is dissipated. Sweeping Blade has a fixed distance, so if he's standing close to his target, he'll dash through it. Each successive cast deals increased damage up to a cap, so it's advantageous to dash through several targets at a time to maximize your damage output. Unlike most dashes, Sweeping Blade can be interrupted by all crowd control effects. When caught overextending, Yasuo can use Sweeping Blade to dash through enemies toward the safety of his turret. Next up is Yasuo's Q, Steel Tempest. After a brief channel, Yasuo thrusts his sword out in the direction of your cursor, damaging all enemy units hit. Steel Tempest functions as a basic attack, meaning Yasuo can crit with it, and he applies on-hit effects to the closest struck enemy. If Yasuo casts Steel Tempest 3 times in a row, his third cast sends out a long-range whirlwind that damages and knocks up all enemies in a line. In lane, Steel Tempest is Yasuo's bread and butter ability. With its low cooldown, he can use his Q to last hit and harass as he builds stacks towards his whirlwind. By casting the ability so frequently, he's able to use the knockup to land extra attacks on Kha'Zix. Yasuo can also activate Steel Tempest while dashing with Sweeping Blade. When used mid-dash, the ability slashes all enemies immediately around him. If he dashes with Sweeping Blade while hitting his third Q, Yasuo also knocks them up into the air. Wind Wall has a passive and active component. Passively, it increases the rate at which dashing replenishes Yasuo's flow bar. Activating the ability instantly sends out a wall in a target direction that blocks all enemy projectiles for a few seconds, including ranged auto attacks, skill shots, and targeted abilities. The only projectiles that the wall doesn't stop are turret attacks. Still, Wind Wall is an extremely powerful ability with the potential to block tons of damage when timed and positioned correctly. Cast Wind Wall behind you while retreating from ranged enemies to ensure a successful disengage. Yasuo's ultimate is Last Breath, which has an enormous cast range but can only be used on airborne enemy champions. Activating Last Breath teleports Yasuo to his target, suspending them in midair briefly while he deals physical damage to them. After landing, Yasuo gains a huge long-lasting armor penetration buff that affects enemy champion bonus armor. There are two important aspects worth pointing out here. First, Last Breath suspends and strikes all airborne enemies in the area near Yasuo's target. Second, Yasuo can capitalize on any knock-up ability with Last Breath, making him synergize extremely well with champions like Janna. Last Breath is an extremely powerful ability with the potential to turn the momentum of any fight. Here, Yasuo is able to chain his ult with Malphite's initiation to safeguard Sejuani's retreat. Let's have a look at a few of Yasuo's ability combos before we get into gameplay. The first is a simple lane harass combo. After filling your flow bar, lead in with E to dash through the minion line and close the gap with your lane opponent. Land your Q before dashing back through the minion wave, using your passive shield to help you win the trade. Next is an all-in kill combo. After priming your first Q on minions, use your E to close the gap and strike again with a mid-dash Q, which guarantees a fully primed whirlwind. Continuing your pursuit, chain your whirlwind into your ultimate before casting a final Q thanks to its low cooldown. This combo is especially effective mid-game to go in on your lane opponent. Once Yasuo's passive shield has been popped, you have a short window of opportunity to trade with your opponents. Ranged champions can trigger the shield with relative ease before hitting you with hard-hitting spells. Successful Yasuo players will be decisive and either trade back or retreat before the shield expires. When entering a fight, look for opportunities to block off ranged enemies with Wind Wall while you pursue your target. With Ziggs out of the way, Yasuo tags Amumu with several Qs as he waits for him to pass through the choke point leading back to mid lane. Once there, Yasuo can easily aim his whirlwind and secure the kill with Last Breath. The range in Yasuo's whirlwind offers great re-engagement potential. After roaming bot for a seemingly unsuccessful gank, Yasuo readies his third Q before retreating. Seeing Jinx head back into lane, he quickly dashes through a minion to line up a long-range whirlwind and re-engage with Last Breath. By leveling up Steel Tempest and building attack speed, Yasuo is able to stack his Q much faster through the ability's reduced cast time and cooldown. Once Yasuo's in range to land his first Q, his cast time is so low that he can essentially use the ability while moving, helping him keep up and secure the kill with his whirlwind. Yasuo gets the most from his ultimate when used early in team fights. After successfully repositioning himself among the enemy squishies, Yasuo uses the huge armor penetration buff to significantly boost his damage through the course of the fight. Steel Tempest is on such a low cooldown that Yasuo can incorporate the ability into his standard attack pattern. While finishing off Garen, Yasuo uses Sweeping Blade to dodge Orianna's ball before catching her with his second knockup. Had Yasuo used Wind Wall here to absorb Caitlyn's attacks, he might have survived the fight and earned himself a pentakill. When building Yasuo, there are a few key stats that are central to his kit and playstyle: movement speed, attack speed, critical strike chance, and defense. Critical strike is doubly effective on Yasuo thanks to his passive, and movement speed lets him stick to enemies and refresh his shield more frequently. This makes Static Shiv a great early purchase, especially since Sweeping Blade refreshes the item's charges. Attack speed directly affects the cooldown and cast time of Steel Tempest, allowing him to use his Whirlwind and combos earlier in fights. Finally, as attractive as high damage builds are, Yasuo absolutely needs defensive items to survive in the late game. A Randuin's Omen or Banshee's Veil helps Yasuo stick to his enemies while providing much needed durability.
狂欢节，全球唯一官方授权展，即日起 iPhone 预售优惠限量抢购中，英雄们一起看展去吧！
My thanks to you. There'll be a few less hungry mouths around the campfire tonight. But really, taking a few empty cutthroat heads, where's the challenge in that? You're a long way from the arenas and dueling halls. But I know the blood that runs in your veins. It cries out for a challenge, for a worthy adversary. And I know just the candidates. The half-wit and the whore. That scar across Kraden's skull, I addled his brains a little, but not enough to slow down those blades of his. And keep a lyra at sword's length. Don't bother to cut her heart out. You won't find one. When their blood stains the ground at your feet, tell them that Oak sent you as a parting gift to two of his oldest friends. Now, do we have a deal, duelist? Or do we have a problem?
They exiled me. A Templar of the Order of Oriath. One of their own. My only crime? Seeking the truth. They think themselves better than the criminals and savages of this god-forsaken continent. Our forefathers, they did this to Rayclast. They caused the cataclysm. My dreams tell me this. Visions of a path that no one in Oriath wishes to know. If no other will answer this question, then it falls to me, a man of faith, a man of purpose. My visions are growing stronger and darker by the day. The fiends that block my way, they are merely symptoms of the disease. Sores to be lanced. My misguided Templar brothers have placed me at the heart of the mystery. I will pierce that heart, bleed the truth out of it. My God is with me. My light, my courage, my power. He will remain at my side as I walk this path. Through this nightmare.
New heroes, new strategies, and excitement. A whole new action RTS game is coming. Core Masters. No more Dota-like games. Free for all mode. I will achieve my own victory. Faster and more dynamic fights on the 4 vs 4 system. Team Mode. Gather the power of the core and destroy the enemy. The Queen of the Dark Forest, Patricia. Destroyer of Flames, Volcano. Gone with Flower Petals, Sylvian. Baby Witch, Yami. Shield of Determination, Stellan. Tinkerball Shooter, Noel. Guardian of the Cold, Glacis. Crow Assassin, Wayne. Queen of the Dead, Demona. Two sides of a flower, Lupinus. Unpredictable battles, faster and more sensational. A new paradigm of action RTS game, Core Masters.
哎，各位观众朋友，欢迎回来收看，这还算收看吧？但是总而言之，各位朋友欢迎回来。那是这样子的，就是刚才暂停超过了30分钟，我们刚才有用那个分割画面给大家看，就是
AB 画面超酷的，
对，而且我们创下了全球的第一就是我唯一一次看到暂停的时间还会变负。我刚才看说它要变0了，怎么办？那个游戏要结束了。-1秒、-2秒，我想说，哇，我一辈子没有看到这个画面。好了，没有啦，开个玩笑。但是呢，是这样子的，就是由于 For Louis 呢，无论是连新加坡服或是连台湾比赛服呢，都没有办法顺利的连线，拼都有问题。那新加坡先锋队是两边的拼都可以接受，就是都在100以下，他们都表示可以接受。但是 For Louis 无论如何都没有办法把拼调整到可以接受的程度，所以这一场比赛呢，就只能暂时先收起来因为他其实也还没有打，
对，
而且还没有打，
完全还没有开始。
对，那刚才等得非常的久，然后确定无法恢复连线之后呢，由 GPL 的这个主管的那边上面主管管理官方那边呢是表示说，那这场比赛择期再战，所以我们就把这场比赛没收掉了。那于是今天晚上比赛到这边告一个段落。如果你刚才很想看这场比赛，然后等了30分钟的话，在这边跟大家致歉，然后非常不好意思。好，那么我们就来看一下今天的3场打完之后的战绩是如何的。A 组的战绩先来看 ，A 组西贡小岛队跟 AHQ 都各获得了1胜。那么相对的 TPS 跟曼谷巨人队各得到了1败，所以目前是 AHQ 跟西贡小岛队抢下开战首胜，暂时领先群雄。接着我们来看 B 组的战绩，因为第2场比赛失踪了，所以我们只有1场比赛的战绩是闪电狼跟 TPA 之间，由 TPA 获得1胜，暂时领先。以上是今天晚上打完之后的一个战绩表。接着我们来看一下明天晚上的对战组合。明天晚上分别是 IPT， 也就是 Imperium 来对上 ISG， 2支新队伍立马对决 ，Imperium 对上 Insidious 2支队伍的对决。这里面像是 ISG 是有之前从新加坡先锋离开的 Darkness 在里面，还有 Life 4也在里面。其实我觉得是一支可以期待的队伍。好，接着我们来看第2场比赛，在7点整 Game 2的部分，则是要由西贡小丑队对上 Imperium。8点整的 Game 3是由西贡星期五对上马尼拉猎鹰，卷土重来。马尼拉猎鹰这一季要带给我们什么表现呢？最后9点整的 Game 4，新加坡先锋对上西贡星期五以上是今天晚上明天晚上的对战组合。那么非常抱歉让大家在最后一场赛事的地方呢，就是苦等非常的久如果是你有这个 耐心等候的话，对你非常的不好意思啊。那这个比赛会择期再进行，我们稍晚会由主办单位那边来应该说官方那边高层来公布哦，所以稍晚的部分呢，再注意相关的讯息，希望不要哪一天又变成吴厂长。
吴厂长播真的会有一点辛苦。
小安老师今天播完以后本来是休假嘛，好，那你到时候要给我爬着回来播那场你欠的。好了，没有啦，开玩笑。OK， 好，那么以上就是今天晚上的 GPL， 最后在第4场的地方这样子收尾，真的对大家非常不好意思也会跟上面反映这样子的一个状况，然后希望以后可以尽量的避免。那么谢谢大家今天晚上收看 GPL 2014春季赛事的第1天比赛，在这边要跟大家说一声晚安，我们明天晚上6点整 GPL 再准时跟大家见面，我是主播小毛，
我是今天赛评小兰，
大家晚安。